Alright everybody, how are we doing today? We're going to finish off with an interesting story today. So, British spy agencies actually see foreign ties intact despite Brexit. This is Reuters in London. Britain's intelligence agencies expect close relations with European and other foreign spy services to continue regardless of plans to quit the European Union, official sources said. While Brexit is set to happen on October 31st, questions are being raised whether current intelligence sharing arrangements with the EU partners, ranging from passengers' travel data to arrest warrants, could be at risk. However, the terms of Britain's EU divorce are still unclear, and the sources were anyway confident security cooperation would not be jeopardized given the West's need for unity against threats ranging from Islamic militants to the far right. Brexit should not impact the strength of European partnerships, said one senior British government source familiar with the activities of one spy agency, adding that most intelligence sharing was anyway conducted outside EU institutions. A second source also said British agencies, including the overseas intelligence body MI6, do not expect disruptions in relationships with foreign counterparts. However, Brexit plays out, all of our relationships are bilateral with European nations, the source noted. Since World War II, London has had particularly strong intelligence links with the United States and to other members of the so-called Five Eyes alliance: Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. That cooperation, the second source said, was as strong as ever. We all have shared the threats, and so working together on shared solutions keeps us all safer. Yeah, well, the Five Eyes also want to have back doors into all of your various websites and mobile devices so they can spy on you to see if you're going to become a terrorist or something. Yeah. Wasn't it Benjamin Franklin who said something about those who give up privacy for safety will have both, will receive neither? I believe it was. I actually find that to be actually true, because almost immediately anytime privacy is surrendered, surprise, surprise, the person who asked that you give it up started abusing you. Go figure. But really, though, they try to say that Islamic militants are the only. The Islamic militants and the far right are the only issues in Western civilization. You also forgot the far left, NGOs who lie in order to get immigrants into the nation, creating population displacement in places like Germany and France, and the fact that America keeps supporting a nation, i.e. Israel, that continues to behave in a terroristic manner. But because they're Israel, they get off with a free pass or a slap on the wrist. Funny how that works. The West has way more problems than just Islamic militants in the far right. Thank you. But those are big issues. So they at least got that right. But Islamic State regrouping. Among those shared threats, Western spy agencies feared the Islamic State members scattered after the destruction of their self-styled caliphate, but exploiting refugee flows globally, are regrouping and could strike anywhere. A third British security source said international interagency contacts will continue both bilaterally and through the counter-terrorism group. An informal group of officials from domestic agencies, including Britain's MI5 and all 28 EU members, as well as Norway and Switzerland. The source's comments echoed a promise last year by the head of Government Communications Headquarters, or GCHQ, the ultra-secretive electronic eavesdropping agency based in Cheltenham, that Brexit would not disrupt dealings with EU counterparts. We're leaving the EU, but not Europe, Chief Jeremy Fleming said after meeting NATO officials in June 2018. And after Brexit, the UK will continue to work with the EU and EU member states. We have excellent relationships with intelligence and security agencies right across the continent. John Rainlaw, the British author of History of the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, noted that in the event of a clean Brexit, London would in theory lose automatic access to police and intelligence information. But since the police and intelligence relationships are essentially outside EU law, I can see no reason why they should not continue, he told Reuters. So yes, that's another problem with open borders, and borders that do not have a strong policy. As it just so happens, ISIS fighters can sneak in do some damage, sneak out with great impunity. And we give it to them. We give them the power. We still haven't done anything about the threat of Abu Bkr Al Baghdadi. But to finish this off, the previously mentioned director says, I suspect the reality is that EU members friendly to the UK would access information on our behalf if there was ever a problem, and conversely that we would inform when asked or whenever we thought useful. But yeah, of course they want to maintain their intelligence in spite of Brexit. Of course they want to have spies everywhere. Intelligence is a big part of preventing war. It's also a big part of violating people's rights. And is the latter really an acceptable price for the former, honestly? I think in most cases, yeah, but not in a nation where there has a strong army and no chance of actually losing a war. It's a bit of a raw deal in that situation. Nonetheless, I think if anyone has a chance of finding where Abu Bkr is, it's probably going to be the alliance of the Five Eyes. Like, I know, people complain like saying, oh, you just take him out, someone else is going to step in his place. Yeah, right, and if you leave him alone, he's just going to cause more trouble. Damned if you do, damned if you don't with that scenario. You got to do something. But all in all, I would say that this is more or less good news, at least for now. Anyway,